Good evening, everyone. This is EMAS Teacher Training Academy. EMAS is an internationally recognized teacher training academy dedicated to empowering educators with modern skills, innovative methodologies, and leadership qualities. We offer diploma and PG diploma program in areas like Montessori, early childhood education, special education, educational leadership, and more. EMAS also provides certified short term courses and life skills programs for teachers, students, and parents designated to meet global educator standards. About our Innovative Educators Club, IEC. The Innovative Educators Club is a collaborative platform created to connect passionate educators, trainers, and leaders from across the globe. IEC organizes weekly knowledge sharing sessions, webinars, and workshops that focus on classroom innovation, leadership, and holistic development. Benefits of our IEC membership: access to exclusive training sessions and webinars, networking with like minded educators worldwide, opportunities for professional growth and recognition, a platform to share ideas, innovations, and best practices, continuous learning aligned with 21st century education. Now, let us welcome our today's speaker, Ms. Nirmala Gokuldas Prabhu. She is an renowned trainer and author with rich expertise in education and personal growth. She has been empowering educators and learners through her engaging session and practical insights. With her dynamic approach, she inspires audience to explore innovative ways of teaching and learning. Ma'am, please, you can start your session.
Yeah,
Please
hello.
welcome Nirmala ma'am. Over to you.
Hello. Yeah. So welcome all the educators. And in today's time, I can say that educators are going beyond their own capacities and trying to do the best for the children. And now we are having some new problems about after the post-pandemic, the problems have increased among children, and I really say kudos to all of you, the way you all are managing schools and classes, and the changing trends in education, and the new, everything that is new, you all are handling it so well. So a big congratulations and a big thumbs up to all of you. So without wasting any more time, I will go straight to the topic. And I hope that this is a interactive session, and whatever you can write on the chat. I will try to answer, and you can unmute yourself also, and you can answer. And I don't want it to make it one-sided. So today we are going to recognize and support every learner and understand the multiple intelligence theory. We are going to identify individual differences among students and learn strategies to recognize and address the diverse learning needs. Now, all of you know that each individual is different. That's no secret from anyone. Everyone is unique. Everyone is different. Now, what we say when a teacher enters the class, she says, class. How many of you think that it is not the right thing to address your child as a class? Because class is a single unit. Are you addressing a class, or are you addressing a group of individuals in a class? So you can put this in the chat. If it is you're addressing a class, put class. Otherwise, you put a separate individual. You can put class or individual. What do you think? Yeah. So is there any answer in the chat? Yeah, individual. Yeah, thank you. Individual. You're right. You're right. So when we think, like, suppose I'm teaching any particular topic and I think of it as a class, in other words, what am I thinking? I'm basically thinking that each and every individual in the class has the same capacity, the same intelligence, the same capability, the same ability, the same skills. Everything is the same, and which is a very, very wrong thing as a teacher to do. So let me go further and let me ask you that in how many different ways can a person be unique or different? Now, here you can see physically they are all different. Okay. But I don't want to know about the physical differences. I want to know that if you're teaching a class of individuals, in what way can they be different? Anyone? You can unmute. Anyone wants to unmute, you can unmute and tell. Yeah. So let's go further and say that we can be different in different ways. So, children in the class, you might see some of them enjoy reading and writing, and they do very well in the class because they enjoy reading and writing. Some of them excel in problem solving. Some of them love drawing. Some of them may express themselves in different ways. They might love to dance or they might love to engage in sports, etc. Some of them may love music and they pick up music very fast. Some of them are leaders, born leaders, and they cooperate very well. Some of them may just, uh, reflect on themselves and they know about themselves very well. And they know exactly, most of the children nowadays have that capability, but they know about themselves. They know what are their needs. They know what are their, what do they want, etc. And some of them are very curious about the environment. So these are the different ways by which children are different. Okay. So let's go ahead. And I would like to tell you what is individual difference. So every child is unique in ability, in interest, in pace, and in style. The key areas of differences are learning styles, intelligence type, motivation, background, and environment. So a child comes from, in your class, could be from a very highly educated family. His background is different from another child who comes from a family where uh, uh, he's a generation of first learners. Also, it can be possible that the situation at home may not be very motivating for the child uh, to continue his studies, because nowadays through RTE also there are children who come from very humble backgrounds. Uh, Intelligence type of course is different and learning style is different. Now we are going to handle all of this one by one. So as you can see here, it is uh, Albert Einstein says that everybody is a genius. But if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it lives its whole life believing that it is stupid, which means that this seems to be the very typical classroom of today. Each child, I wouldn't say has their own capability like the animals in this picture. The bird can fly, the monkey can climb a tree, the penguin cannot climb the tree, the elephant, of course, cannot, the fishes cannot come out of water at all. And we expect that for a fair selection, everyone has to take the same exam, and we give them the same test, and we tell them that, okay, now I have taught you how to climb the tree. All of you will climb the tree. It is highly impossible to do that, as you know. So this is a very sad thing, or the education system in our country especially. I wouldn't say all the schools, but majority of the schools are following this. And that is the biggest atrocity of all, that we indoctrinate our children into a system that does not value their creative expression, nor encourages their unique abilities. Every child is unique, and every child has to be treated differently. I hope you know who this is. And I hope you know who this is. Now, if anyone asks you who is more intelligent, what would you say to this? When I go for teacher training and I ask the teachers who is more intelligent, at the first attempt, most of them say Dr. Kalam. Yeah, I got some responses that both of them are intelligent in their own ways. So true. So true. They are intelligent in their own ways. Now, if Sachin Tendulkar as a child was in your class and you are his maths teacher and he was not able to do maths, you would obviously tell that, oh, you are so dumb, you can't do maths. That is what, once upon a time, most of the teachers did that. They thought that scores in maths are very important to be called intelligent. Scores in science is very important to be called intelligent. When we went to school, I remember that all the children who were among the 80 or 75 to 90%, they all took science. And the minute, if I had some friends who got very good marks and they took commerce, they were asked, why did you take commerce? You're so intelligent. I mean, I don't believe that. This was, of course, many years back. But even today, after so many years, everyone thinks that doing an engineering or doing a medical makes you more intelligent. If you take sports or if you take music, etc. Of course, the trend is changing slowly, but it has not changed up to the extent that would be an ideal situation. So now this comes to the important topic of today's gathering here, the webinar that we have is, if you're an educationist and you have gone through the theory of multiple intelligence, you know that it was invented by Dr. Howard Gardner. You may ask, what is the meaning of multiple intelligence? Intelligence is intelligence. People think intelligence means, now suppose a mother has two kids and one of the kids comes home with a cup for sports. He has got a gold medal or 2-3 gold medals in sports, and 75% in maths in the last exam. And the other child comes with a, say, maybe 90%. The neighbors will tell her, oh, your boy is so intelligent. Or if it's a boy or a girl or whoever, the one who has scored the 90%, oh, he's so intelligent or she's so intelligent. Why does the other person, the other child, not work hard? And suppose the mother says, oh, she has got or he has got a gold medal in five events in dance, etc., or sports or whatever it is. People do not call that intelligent. And this was told to us that intelligence is multiple intelligence. So let's go through it. So let us look at the right side. Word smart is a person who can speak well, write well, read well. And this word smart is directly linked with the linguistic or verbal capability of the child or the individual. Art smart is something to do with visual spatial. Now, art is not only art in the sense that it's only painting, but anything to do with understanding the drawing or understanding space. Even sports persons can be called art smart. Even Sachin Tendulkar, we can call him visual spatial, because you can say that when he's approached, the ball approaches him, he understands the space around him. He is very visual. He knows exactly how to handle the ball, how to take it, and all that. So if you ask anyone, is Sachin Tendulkar visual spatial? They might say, no, not at all. Okay. Then there is something called math smart. And this math smart, those people are the luckiest because they are given the most importance. You have to get 100, you have to get 95, you have to get 90. Then there is music smart, which is musical. Then there is body smart or bodily kinesthetic. Then there is people smart, which is interpersonal. Sometimes in life, people need interpersonal and intrapersonal skills more than, I won't say sometimes, it's most of the time. They require the interpersonal and intrapersonal skills more than they would require, I would say, linguistic or logical mathematical skills. And self smart is understanding self, and nature smart is understanding the nature. So these are the categories. And as I told you, linguistic is reading, writing, debates, words. Logistic is experimenting, questioning, calculating, experiencing through science. Spatial is designing, drawing, visualizing, construction. Musical is singing. Designing, for designing it, you need a way of observing things around you. Musical, of course, is singing, listening to music, playing it, picking up notes very fast. Bodily kinesthetic is anything to do with your fine motor and gross motor skills. Naturalistic is understanding and exploring what is outside um, in the nature. And interpersonal, of course, is um, organizing, leading, and uh, you know, leadership qualities require a lot of interpersonal and intrapersonal skill. Intra is within, inter is outside. So intra is understanding yourself, doing independent work, doing self-paced activities, etc. So here we have two people who are almost the same. Both of them are in the science field. Both of them have written books, and they have these capabilities. Although I have put the picture of Abdul Kalam ji with the mathematical ability, but Sudha Murthy also is not any less in mathematical ability. And Abdul Kalam ji has also written a lot of books. So they are both linguistic as well as verbal, or linguistic, verbal, as well as logical mathematics. Okay. The next comes musical and bodily kinesthetic. Now, musical is not, is just understanding the notes or singing, rhythm, etc. But it can go a little beyond that, where you use your body also. So if you see, Zakir Hussain was a musical, and he had musical intelligence as well as bodily kinesthetic. But of course, the sportsmen, they may or may not be musical, but in sports, we require a lot of bodily kinesthetic. So Sachin Tendulkar and all these people, even dancers, dancers, etc. Dancers, in fact, can be even musical as well as bodily kinesthetic, because understanding the music and dancing on it is also a very important part of being a dancer. Okay. Then comes spatial visual intelligence. Here we have an astronaut, and spatial doesn't mean only space. Spatial is sense of direction. When you look at something, you interpret it, you form a mental image in your mind, you have a very strong visual memory. All this comes under spatial. And you have a very good understanding of the space and the distance. And like I already told you, that Sachin Tendulkar is having, I mean, I don't know whether he has done his intelligence test. He need not do it also. But if you do it, you would easily be able to say that he has very, very high spatial intelligence, because imagining the ball coming in a particular direction and directing the ball to a sixer or to the place where there are no fielders, it requires a lot of spatial intelligence. Thousands and lakhs of people in India play cricket, and these are the intelligence that gets developed because of it, is understanding the space around you. And naturalistic intelligence, of course, are people who are plant lovers, animal lovers, nature lovers, environmental centric, and they have a very, very good understanding of the nature. And nature, um, Ayurveda, or people, even we as mothers, or we as housewives also are very good at, have a very good high naturalistic intelligence, because we know exactly how to use the different gifts of nature, that is the spices, etc., to our benefit. And these two, I would say that instead of stressing on maths and science, I would say interpersonal and intrapersonal intelligence are two intelligence which have to be trained. You can remember that intelligence you are born with, and you also acquire it. So there are the same intelligence. If you are unable to, if you are not born with it, you can acquire it. And acquire requires a lot of training. It requires understanding the thing. And there are children who may be weak in maths in the beginning, but later they do score 100. But how they score it is something which is a question mark. So interpersonal intelligence. Now, interpersonal intelligence are people like, I would say, politicians or gurus or uh, our leaders, our prime ministers, presidents, who have a very good understanding how to interact with others, understand others. uh, they are social workers, they are very friendly, they have leadership qualities, they work well in groups, etc. And intrapersonal is, I wouldn't say they are only introverts who are intrapersonal. Even an extrovert can be intrapersonal. But to understand yourself is very, very important. Self understanding is the highest, I can put it on the highest level of intelligence. First, if you don't understand yourself, there is very less chance that you will understand anything around you. Introspecting, self-reflecting, um, emotional intelligence, etc. And these are the ones who have intrapersonal. So the pictures that I have put doesn't mean that this person is having only this intelligence. We know Swami Vivekanand ji is also very, very good in linguistic, interpersonal, intrapersonal. He went to Chicago and he gave a speech which is even today remembered. So all these are things which have to be understood before a teacher enters a class. Now, this is a golden question, that what if Sachin Tendulkar's father had not, I believe, I don't know, I have not read his biography or anything, but I have read a few, things about his life, and I heard that he didn't do too well in his academics. And what if his father or his teacher would insist that his father would have insisted that he has to finish his graduation at any cost, he has to do his engineering, irrespective of whatever. And his father didn't do that. And he had a brother who encouraged him. So there could be a class which may have one of these future personalities. And if Sachin Tendulkar's father would have insisted, today he would be earning well, of course, could be an engineer. He would be sitting in front of the laptop, and we wouldn't know this gem of a person. We wouldn't get to know. So as teachers, we have to remember that there could be a budding novelist, a leader, actor, a cricketer, a musician, a CEO. A CEO need not be a person who is very, very highly educated. A CEO can be someone who is very good. Interpersonal skills are good. Intrapersonal skills are good. A yoga expert, an agriculturist, and a dancer, and so on. Okay. Now, I would also like to talk about the brain dominance. So as a teacher, when I was teaching in different schools in India, I had just done my B.Ed, and I did not realize at that time that we had two hemispheres. We knew, as a science student, we knew that there is a left hemisphere and right hemisphere, but we were not aware about what is the meaning of left brain and right brain dominance. Now, let me tell you that the left side of your brain, if you're very strong at it, you will be very good at academics, because uh, you'll be having very good logical skills, writing, languages, and reading and mathematical skills. And these are the darlings of the teachers, because teachers think that uh, rote learning and getting good marks, they don't know how the child has got good marks, but they appreciate because the child must have used the right dominance of his brain. But the right, I have given this term to the left brain, and I call it the lazy brain. L for lazy. Does is it forgets what it has learned. It rote learns and it forgets what it has learned. A right brain, I called it the mad brain. And you might have guessed why it's called the mad brain, because it's music and it's art and dance, imagination, perception. I have given these names. And your right brain is your mad brain, and it allows you even a song which I learned, or if we have learned even when we were in class 1 or even before that, we still remember it. And that is because um, the music itself is a right brain. It's a right side. The learning of music is a right dominant feature. Okay. So, as a teacher, please keep all these things in mind and look at a child, that a child might just, make up a song, or or whatever. So let us not waste more time on this, and let's go fast. And individual differences also have visual learners who learn through looking or seeing, auditory learners who learn through hearing and listening, read and write learners who read and write well. By the way, I'm a very, very read and write person. I cannot learn a single thing without drawing mind maps and writing it down. So that could be what a read and write learner does. And a kinesthetic is the one who wants to experience. So basically, the example I would give is, if you want to learn a dish and you ask your mom, I want to learn to make whatever, momos, or, I can say a pulao, or a sweet dish or something, or a cake. So a visual learner will tell mom, please make it in front of me. The person will look at it and understand. Auditory learner might even call up the mom and say, oh, please tell me the recipe on the phone, and will understand. A read and write might just write down or go through the recipe, etc. And a kinesthetic will actually make it with the help of the mom. So this is the example I would like to give. Now, how much time do we have? We have half an hour more. So yeah, so the teaching strategies here are very important. Now, when a teacher decides to teach a particular lesson and she's planning the lesson, and she knows that this is not a class, but a group of, it is different individuals. So the teacher can, suppose now, for example, if I am teaching, say, plants. Okay. Now, when I teach plants, if I want to cater to the visual learners, I might give the child, children, I might show them a visual pictures, or I might show a AV thing. So AV can, it caters to the visual as well as the auditory, and or the person who is a read and write, I might give them handouts and ask them to read books, etc., and come and, draw a mind map, etc. So if I'm teaching plants, I might bring the plant, show it to them. I might make them sing a song on plants. I might take them for a nature walk. I might actually make them sit and discuss about the plant. I might tell them to observe the plant and write down what they have seen, what are the features that they have seen in the plant, so on and so forth. And the kinesthetic, they will touch it, they will feel it, they will look at it, they will bisect it, dissect it, and do everything. Okay. So how will you identify? Teachers usually ask me, but ma'am, how will I identify which child is what? So many schools used to follow this, but now people don't have time for all that. They just, the children just come into school and they start learning. There is nothing in between. There is nothing in between learning and um taking admission and learning. There has to be a lot of other things that go. So you try and find out whether the child has um, this particular type of learning, whether the child has this particular type of intelligence. So teacher can give a questionnaire, can talk to the parents, they can do classroom observations. And in the first month itself, if teacher puts in a little more effort and finds out that children have learned it in this particular way, she can categorize the child and she can give them more and more such ways of stimuli to learn. Okay. Now, how do you tackle individual differences is the golden question. And I think this is the most important part. So I think you should follow this in your schools if you're doing it. One is differentiated in instruction. So when you're having a content, you vary the content, you vary the process, and you vary the output. I'll give you an example later about this. Then you can have flexible grouping in a child. You keep the children, whenever you're doing a group activity, you put them in a group which is flexible grouping, and keep changing the groups. Put the in each group there could be a spectrum of children with different mixed abilities and interests. And a choice board, this is a very, very vast and deep topic where we do a differentiated assessments also. And this assessment is done not with the teacher's choice, but the children pick up. They choose what they want to be assessed on. So there are wonderful methods by which you can, one of it is a choice board where you list down the activities where the child has to assess, and if he feels comfortable, he can go ahead and do whatever he chooses to do. And then hands-on activities, of course. Hands-on activities are the best because there are many, many multiple intelligent types which get catered to through them. And assessment, written, oral, project, preparation, presentations, etc. And of course, there are very, very few schools which cater to multiple intelligence rooms. I had gone to a school where they insisted that they would like to set up a multiple intelligence room. And in that room, you have so many different things in that room. I would call it resources or whatever you want to call it. And the child is given every day the same activity through different modalities. So suppose I'm teaching integers. So one day I would teach the rules of the integers, which is very, very logical, mathematical. The next day, what I would do is I would play cards with them. I would take the red card as a positive integer and a black card as a negative integer, and I would play cards with them. I could show them addition, subtraction, or whatever, and that could be kinesthetic. And so in a multiple intelligence room, right from beads to marbles to whatever, but there has to be a very, very definite lesson plan to that. Okay. So suppose you're teaching a science concept. If you're linguistic, you give them read and write the explanation, logical, make them do experiments, data analysis, spatial diagrams, models, kinesthetic role play and demonstrations, musical, play a song, and interpersonal, have group discussions, intrapersonal, have a reflective journal. The child will observe and write the journal. And of course, naturalistic is connect the concept to the environment. Tell them what is happening in the environment and link it to the lesson that you're teaching. And what is the teacher's role in this? You observe, you diagnose the learner's profile, you encourage the strengths and try to improve the weaker areas. You create inclusive classrooms that celebrate diversities. You motivate through variety in teaching, learning methods, etc. So that's all. If you have any questions, you can put forward your questions in your chats, and I am too happy to answer it. Any questions? Yes, ma'am?
Audience, do you have any questions?
Please put your questions in the chat. We'll give them a minute to type it out. I design a pre-primary, 1 minute, I'll read it out. I design a pre-primary. Where is it gone? Where is the question gone? Yeah, pre-primary curriculum. Okay. Integrating Montessori, multiple intelligence, and play-based. Wow, congratulations. Let me tell you, I have taught even in tribal areas in Shillong, I have taught everywhere. But one thing about all the teachers, how much of a individual differences the teachers have, one thing is they are the most hardworking lot. And they, do anything to make the child understand. Of course, in olden days, people used stern methods, but today that's not allowed. So they use the best methods. We also use the best methods in those days, but with a difference. And today children are using, teachers are using, and that's amazing. I don't know. I just read out her name. I don't know what her name is, but anyway, congratulations. You're doing well. Yeah. Anyone else? Do you have a question? Or would you like to share any method that you actually use? You said play-based. So anyone would like to share what they do? Yeah, I'll have a look. Yeah, Jyotsna Guru Raj. Amazing, Jyotsna.
Does anyone have any questions? You can ask in the chat box. Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I think there are not any more questions. So let me conclude to vote of thanks.
Oh, so someone is writing to introduce traffic signals. Okay. Yeah. Teachers, I go to different, I learn more from the teachers than I teach oh, you draw the zebra crossing. Wow. Amazing. Amazing. I remember in Tare Zameen Par, Amir Khan teaches, I think, integers or the number line by going back and forth on a staircase or something. Or with a tricycle. Oh, lovely. That's amazing. That's amazing. Instructing the children to go right and left. Wow. I should write this down somewhere, and next time I go for a training, I will tell the teachers. This is a good way. Thank you for telling us. We learn a lot every day, and then we share our knowledge. Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Yeah. Thank you, Jyotsna. I would have loved this to be a little more interactive. I am designing. I am a designer for an international school. Okay. Oh, you're designing the curriculum. Amazing. Well, good. Very good. So shall
Thank
we?
you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you. It's my
so we'll
pleasure. I must
conclude.
thank you. I thank EMAS, and I thank all uh, the coordinator and all the people who are, instrumental in this. It is a great pleasure to be with the educators. But if we could see them and interact with them, I would have loved to
Thank you,
do,
ma'am.
because I've never done a session one-sided, but today I did it. Because what happens when it's two ways, no, we also get to learn, and there's a lot of discussion that can happen.
Yes, ma'am. I
So yeah,
understand.
yeah.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you
I
so much. All the
understand.
same.
So let me conclude to vote of thanks. Good evening, everyone. As we come to the close of this enlightening webinar, it is my privilege to extend a heartfelt vote of thanks on behalf of our EMAS Innovators Educators Club. First and foremost, our sincere gratitude to our distinguished speaker who shared such valuable insights and practical strategies. Your wisdom and experiences have not only deepened our understanding but also inspired us to rethink how we nurture curiosity, creativity, and critical thinking in our learners. A special thank you to all our participants, educators, leaders, and change makers for your active engagement and thoughtful questions. Your enthusiasm and presence truly made this session meaningful. We also appreciate the efforts of our organizing team whose behind the scenes dedication ensured the smooth running of the webinar. At EMAS Innovators Club, we strongly believe that inquiry based learning is not just a method but a movement, a way to empower our students to become independent thinkers and problem solvers for tomorrow. With that thought, let us continue to collaborate, innovate, and inspire. Thank you once again, Ms. Nirmala, and we look forward to seeing you in our upcoming sessions.
Yeah, it'll be a great. It'll be my pleasure to, do it. And any topic, you all can put in what topics you all want, And I very humbly say that I will be able to manage the topic, because I have a lot of experience, and I can do. I have trained teachers all over India, and on all different topics. So please go ahead and put in your topics, whatever is your choice, whatever you need, and I'm here. And thank you so
Yes,
much.
ma'am. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, thank you,
Now, let us end the webinar. Thank you so much for
thank you. Namaste.